एक minute. Acha, okay. 50. Wondering what I'm doing? Yes. So what happens normally is, as a civil engineer, usually when you go to site, there is a very important thing that we need to do, that is measuring. So whenever we do the measuring, it takes a lot of time. There will be a lot of measurements that we need to do whenever there is a civil engineering work. So what happens if you go to a site, if there is a site work, they ask us to do a lot of estimations. We need to do the measurings, and usually when it comes to a civil engineering part, whenever there is a building, it is all about measuring. And what usually happens is, if I'm going to do this measurement every point of time single-handedly, like take a tape, do this, it is a tedious process. And this has happened to me a lot of time, and it is kind of very difficult to do it. And then it comes to be, there is something called as, you guys can see this one, there is something called as laser thing. And whatever you see here, this is kind of laser instrument that we use normally in the site. But what is the problem with this one is, here if I'm going to use this, it is kind of costly for me. So what happens for me as a normal civil engineer, for me the career, like starting off my career as a fresher, if I want to use this, it is kind of too costly for me, and I can't afford that. So for that, I want to suggest something that we can make some kind of a product. So what happens is, the mechanism is kind of very simple when it comes to this laser kind of a measuring instrument. It is only whatever the laser is there, using that they get the readings out of it, and that is how it works. Usually it is all about lasers, and even the battery system, all those things, that is how it works. But imagine right now, if I'm going to take some kind of a instrument, like imagine the one we usually use for the lasering work, like the kids use, right? Whatever the laser is there, the same methodology, if you're going to use with this instrument, if you're going to prepare some kind of an laser instrument where we use that for the measuring. But what happens is, the twist is, the costliest part is, example, when it comes to this one, the one I have showed you right now, the product, what happens with that is, it is having a lot of big instrument, all those things, and it has screens, digital screens, all those things. And now imagine if I'm replacing that whole thing out using the laser, if I'm using a like Bluetooth connection for that, and if I'm going to connect that with my cell phone, and if I get all the readings right out of it. So imagine, it's a great thing that we can do. It's a revolutionary thing, and that is how it is going to work. Like, so, I would say that if if you guys are ready to join with me, and if we create that kind of a product where we can use this concept, and